This was NBC Nightly News, August 7th, 2020. They're discussing the fall football season for college football, and they're questioning whether there's even going to be a season. Very quickly, I'll just tell you what I think the solution is. The NFL and the NCAA football leagues should alternate weekends. So the season should be half number of games for each, but by alternating, there's always going to be football on the weekends. This creates a 2-week cycle for both the NFL and the NCAA to deal with potential COVID issues. So if the NFL plays one weekend and then Monday all the players get tested and it turns out 5 of them are sick but the others aren't, those 5 are quarantined, and they actually have 12 days to maybe be ready for the next game. Or maybe they miss the next game, but they're totally ready for the game after. And you have expanded rosters. And I think this could work. Rather than try to go, like everything's going to be normal when we know it's not, just grab enough to make it worthwhile to everybody. Do half seasons for both leagues, and by interlocking them, you still have football every weekend. I think that would be a really great idea. And the other thing, before I play this, I'll play the clip. We need to do clinical trials right now in early August, about how COVID is transmitted in cold temperature, because it may be totally different than the summer. In a way, I think a lot of people thought, well, the summer would, in a way, wipe out the virus because of the heat and everything. But apparently, the heat may also have allowed transmission to expand and go farther through breathing and the heat and everything. Is it possible that the cold weather might actually tamp down COVID transmission? Because, if you've ever watched breath in cold air, you see the breath go out, but the droplets would not be in that because they would freeze and fall to the ground. And does the cold kill it like almost immediately or not? Because otherwise, because then that's another issue. If you've got frozen droplets falling to the ground on the football field and the players are getting tackled on top of it, is that dangerous? These are the tests they should be doing right now, because if it turns out that the transmission is actually less in the fall season, and by alternating schedules between the NCAA football and NFL football, so there's a 2-week gap for each league, they might be able to have a season. And nobody's talking about this. They're all planning on a full week by week season, and then they know that it's probably not going to happen. I'd really look into the compromise. So now I'll just play this just to show you, where everybody's head is at.
We're back now with the debate over the upcoming college football season and the schools weighing whether getting back in the game is even worth the risk. Kerry Sanders reports.
College football now with a new set of rules and regulations to protect players and coaches. At the University of South Florida in Tampa, the first day of practice today. Every player testing negative for coronavirus, but for how long?
Football inherently in conflict with social distancing because players hit.
It is a challenge for sure. But I think, as athletes and as coaches, we're kind of built on taking on challenges and facing adversity.
Today, Big Sky joining other conferences postponing and in some cases canceling the season. The $7 billion a year collegiate football industry sidelined by a virus. Now anything but certain. USF quarterback Noah Johnson hopeful in what is his last year of eligibility.
I'll be able to hang my cleats up and have to hold my head high and be proud.
There's so much money at stake, which is why these leagues are even powering through at this point.
Unlike some professional sports where athletes are in a bubble, in football, both professional and college, there is no isolation. The playbook on how this is all going to work out is still unwritten. Lester?
Kerry Sanders,
That was an excellent conclusion, by the way. It is unwritten, and this is the time right now, do the clinical trial to see how cold weather affects the transmission of COVID. And the NFL and NCAA start talking right now and alternate your schedules. That's the best hope you have for having a season this fall.